Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Rajan, and today I have another special guest with me in the studio. I gotta say, very, very fun, and I want to introduce her because she has got just a super, super awesome personality, but not just that, she's got the track record of getting deals closed as well. Let me introduce Amanda McKnight. It's such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you for having me, and I'm excited.
Wait and see all the videos that we have. And I'm just going to say this, it's going to be about surfing and me hopefully not dying. Thank you. Is there like anything in particular? I'm
not a condo fan. So
okay.
Let's not talk about condos. You already covered that with Dwayne.
Let's go there. So what do you really love to focus on? Like what type of properties? Is there a preference? Is there an area? Like tell me.
I like single family homes personally.
Okay.
I do.
Is that because like you can see all the potential in there and everything that could be done? I mean, like what's the allure of it? I
love helping families into like their own homes, preferably without HOAs because sometimes they can be a problem, but pool homes are my favorite. I just really enjoy, waterfront homes. Love those too, canal fronts.
Okay.
So
if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been in real estate? And the reason why I'm asking is because I've seen your success. I've heard of your success, and
not very long.
Well, that's the reason why I asked, because for you to do what you're doing right now is absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you.
So, how long have you been in the industry? Let's get to know you a little bit more.
Okay. Well, I was a nurse previously for about 13 years. So after COVID,
Before I interrupt you,
yeah, go ahead.
Health and all that's like my passion.
Okay.
I wanted to be a doctor first.
Okay.
And then I went into lending. So anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I was a nurse, cardiac nurse. I did open heart recovery. We did ICU, and then I ended in the cath lab. So if you had a heart attack, you need a stent. I was the person that you would be seeing in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So, but that kind of after COVID became a little bit more of it's a lot of work. I mean, God bless the nurses and the doctors and the people who are on call 24/7, but I did it for 13 years, and I just wanted a little bit more work-life balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not saying that real estate has a lot of work-life balance.
But it's just a different way, that's all.
It's just different. Like, you get to sleep through the night is what I'm saying. You don't get called in on the weekends and work an 8-hour shift, and then you're back at 2 a.m. trying to save somebody's life. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about it. But for me and my family, I just needed a little bit more family time. Do
you think that being in that field kind of carried over to your passion of loving to help families and seeing them get into their first homes or relocate? Like, do you think that also is where that passion comes from?
I think I have a nurturing aspect. So yes, I think that did carry over. This is a more positive experience to being around people rather than a negative experience where it's a life or death situation.
Yeah, someone's heart's looking at you like
Exactly. It's a little scary, and yes, there's positive outcomes, but sometimes there's negative outcomes, and we have to deal with that, and we have to talk to the families and stuff. So
do you think that's also part of the success too, again, the nurturing side of things? Because I think about a lot of people, and they talk about in fields, but let's say specifically real estate. I've heard so many times people say, I'm not happy with my realtor. Why? They don't know what I want. They don't listen to what I'm looking for. And so like the nurturing side, do you think that that's, again, the part that listens to what people are asking for?
Absolutely. I also think, though, that in real estate, you have to be super responsive to your clients. You absolutely have to be there in the moment with them and listen and nurture them. And I don't want to say coddling, but it is a little bit of coddling. You have to hold their hand because they don't know this field.
That's right.
And I think a lot of the times real estate gets bad rap because people don't understand how to explain and from A to B or what you're doing in between that. There's a lot of stuff that I tell my clients, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I'll tell you about it if you want. But a lot of times they're like, yeah, just do your thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I kind of can equate it even to the medical field, right? Like, at the end of the day, if you go into a doctor's office, you walk in and they're just like, oh, okay. You're talking to them, but they're not even listening to what you're saying about complaints or what you're feeling or how you're feeling. They're just like, they look at you and they say, yep, you look good. Okay, you can move on. And you walk out of it and you're like, what the heck? Like, you really didn't even take time to get to know me. You just kind of treated me like I'm another number.
Absolutely.
So is that relatable? Like in terms of like
Super
how you kind
relatable.
of do it on the other side, right? Like you come from a
Absolutely.
place now where you actually take the time to listen to people.
Exactly. And I think in any field, doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, there's bad eggs.
That's right.
I just
Lenders.
wanted to be one of the lenders. I wasn't going to call them the bad, but now that we're there, now that we're talking about other lenders, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, you're going to have bad eggs. I just knew that I wanted to be one of the good ones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And have you always been in Brevard or?
No.
Okay. So
no, I'm
tell me a little
actually
bit about
from
that.
St. Augustine.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, but in
the
Florida
United
though.
States. Yeah, St.
All
Augustine,
right.
Florida. Yeah,
All right.
oldest city in the United States. Actually, have you ever been there?
I have not. I've heard
You've
some
never
really
been
great
there?
things about it though.
Oh my gosh!
I gotta add that one to my list.
Yes, you have to go. You should go in the wintertime though. So,
Okay.
They have the
Wait.
Nights
Tell
of
me
Lights.
why. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Nights of Lights, and it's very romantic, and you have a lovely wife, so you should definitely take her there.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
they
you.
have
That's good to know.
really cool spots all around. Teeny Martini Bar. There's Harry's. Just a lot of cool spots.
I like that. That's awesome. So what do you think about the comparison between there and, let's say, Brevard?
So you're not going to get a house on the water for under $1 million in St. Augustine. Just
Okay.
doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay. So, but it's my hometown, so I absolutely love it. It has a special place in my heart. It's just Brevard offers more waterfront properties.
Okay.
They do.
And that's important because a lot of the people that are going to be looking at these videos are not, A, from Brevard,
Right.
B, not from Florida, and C, more up north. So what's the allure? And everyone, and I asked this for a particular reason. Everyone has a different response.
Absolutely.
And everyone has a different answer. So what do you think is the allure of Brevard, the Space Coast, for people that are outside that, again, want to relocate their families or want to buy a vacation home or even want to buy an investment? What do you think is the beauty of it?
I think we have extensive amount of beaches. Right. And Brevard is so massive. We have tons of beaches. We have 2 rivers. So
Yes.
not only with Merritt Island going in between,
Yeah.
you've got waterfront on both sides. So you got the Indian River, the Banana River. So if you're a boater or a fisherman, it has that water lifestyle.
Yeah. That's actually really unique. I just kind of thought about it. The fact that you have 2 rivers and then ocean. I mean,
Correct.
think about all the activities that you have, whether you're a fisherman, you want to surf, whatever it is. And then aside from that, you have just obviously, your inland stuff that you could do there too. So
Correct.
your proximity to everything is just literally right there.
In my opinion, it's the ideal location. Orlando's 30 to 45 minutes away, depending on where you want to go. We have Disney, Universal, stuff like that. And then you also have the peace and quiet in Brevard that you don't have to worry about the hustle bustle of Orlando.
Yeah. So if I were to kind of compare that, let's say, to New York in a sense, right? And so you guys will understand this. Think about 30 minutes is literally nothing, right? We want to go 5 miles and it takes us 30 minutes. So to go 30 minutes to Orlando, it's like a hop and skip to get to whatever the allure is of, Orlando. Again, it's beautiful, but not having to be in the hustle and bustle and the traffic and everything else in terms of congestion, right? That we're used to, and being able to come here and have, again, that balance of quiet, peace, riverfront, waterfront, oceanfront.
Yeah.
It's super appealing.
Exactly. And I'm a water bug. So not only am I a surfer, but I wakeboard.
Get
I
out of here.
love being in a
Okay,
boat.
all right.
Absolutely.
So on the next episode, we're gonna have Amanda showing me how to surf. All right, because
Oh, that would be fun.
we take it out on the board.
I have 12 boards at the house.
That is super cool.
Yeah. So any type of surf there is, I got you covered.
So as long as you don't let me die or get bitten by a shark.
Yeah.
No, I got to be honest with you. Like I look out every day and I see surfers in the morning and in the evenings, and I'm like,
do you know why they go in the morning?
So that they could go to work after?
No. The best surf is in the morning because the wind is down.
See, I did not even know that. That's something I just learned.
Yeah.
I just thought it was super cool. Like, I'm going to go out at like 6 o'clock and surf and then go to work at like 7 or 8 o'clock. And I'm like, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I want to do that. But now there's actual real reason behind it.
There's a real reason, yeah. Yeah, yep.
But, okay, so again, you committed to teaching me how to surf.
Yes. I'll teach you how to surf.
But, so, obviously, family life is important for so many people now.
Right.
And especially not just up north, but in other areas, people are looking for a place that, yes, they can live and earn an income, but we keep hearing about that work-life balance type of thing. And so many people are searching for that.
Yeah.
And then throw that into affordability. Do you think that those are some really great things that the area has to offer for people that are considering where to move? Because, for me, anytime I have a conversation with a lot of people that are like, oh, so you're in Florida, I'm thinking about buying something there, but Miami, Orlando, Tampa,
super expensive there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again,
if you want to be in the metro and you want to stay in that, busy, trafficy, go 5 miles for 30 minutes, that's cool. But if you want more of like a lax Florida lifestyle, Brevard would be the town for you.
Which I'm glad that you touched on, because you see, people just associate it based on what they're familiar with, right? And so they're familiar with the names, but then they move to these areas. It's not what they were hoping for it to be. It's not what they expected. And then I don't like Florida. Like they just kind of, broad wash everything and say, well, I don't like Florida, but it's just that you haven't found what you were actually looking for.
Right.
So like you said, Brevard really offers you something that's different than just, that central hub of Tampa, Orlando, or Miami.
And I'm a Florida native, so I've been all over Florida. So if they want, just tell me what you want and I can point you in that direction. Brevard may not be for you. Maybe you want some more of a country lifestyle. I'll tell you which cities to go there. Or if you want the hustle bustle, go to Miami, go to Tampa. I lived in Tampa too. It's busy.
Right.
It's super busy.
So that's something that I think that's really unique, is the value that you bring, right? So being from here and in other areas of Florida, you just said it. Like I could be a great resource for anyone that's thinking about buying something down here. Again, whether it's first-time home buyer, vacation, property that they're trying to buy, or investment,
right?
Areas, numbers of how to appeal to that particular person.
Exactly.
Right. So, especially right now, and I've said this a lot of people up north are in that mindset.
Right.
First-time home buyers, many of them are just outpriced, and they're looking for some place that they can raise a family, and so affordability is number one. There are people that are looking to buy vacation homes, but again, don't want to pay $2 million for a condo that's maybe 1,000 square feet.
And I have to be honest with you, you have to be careful with the vacation homes. There's a lot of agents that don't know the rules and regulations around here.
Yes.
I just actually gained a client who were selling 5 properties for them. One of them, they didn't like their agent because they let them buy in an area that they could not Airbnb.
And that's
and
really important.
They long-term rented it, and it just didn't end up well. You just have to be knowledgeable.
Yeah, you have to know your numbers.
These people are investing a lot of money in your opinion, and this is like, how do you say it? Their equity, all of that. That's how they're making their money.
Well, that's the point, right? They're investing it because they want a return on it, right? That's their rate of return. And so if you're going to invest in something based on information and thinking that, okay, my rent roll is going to be X amount, maybe a month, and now all of a sudden it's, hey, you're not going to get that, and now it's a year type of thing. And when you're looking at what your monthly expense and what you're coming out of pocket with, it just doesn't make sense because that's not what you intended it to be.
Yeah. These are big investments. These are $500,000, $1 million investments. This isn't like, oh, I'll put $1,000 in stocks.
Right. Exactly.
And I'll gamble that money. You don't want to gamble on that much money.
Right. And so being someone that knows the market, and like you just said, in offering the information that you're offering to that client, it really shows your value in working with them, or they working with you. Right. Because you know your numbers. So if someone's walking and say, hey, you know what, man, I want to buy an Airbnb. Okay, I know exactly where you need to get that, right?
I have 2 coming up if anybody wants one.
Yeah.
Quick plug.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people looking for that right now and the opportunities. And then the other part about it is like same thing. If you're looking at a first-time home buyer, okay, well, hey, you're looking for great schools. You're looking for great, areas. You know exactly where to take them.
It depends what's important to them.
Right.
And real estate agents should take that into account when looking for properties.
Yeah.
And, if they do, like oftentimes clients will send me properties. And I'm like, hey, it doesn't have this checkbox, or this checkbox. Are you okay with that? And yes or no. Yes, you're okay with not having those items that were must-haves for you. You're willing to compromise. Let's go see it. But if you're still not willing to compromise, let's not waste our time.
Right.
I don't want you to be unhappy with something.
Yeah.
And call me a year or 2 later and hey, I want to sell. Because that's not how real estate works. Real estate is an investment, and it's a long-term investment.
Yes.
2 years, 3 years to resell, like now in this current time, people who bought 2 years ago are making money, but in the future, I don't foresee
that's not the
happening.
norm.
That's not the norm.
Right.
You're supposed to hold on. They increase by 4 to 5%.
Yes.
Those are your average numbers.
Yep.
So you need to hold on to it for 4 to 5 years at least to make money or break even.
Yeah.
So
now you've been around. Obviously, you've seen, in a sense, the boom in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Right. A, thoughts on that. B, thoughts on where it's going.
So my thoughts on it are we were very undervalued for a very long time. Now, I wasn't here when we were undervalued. I actually purchased my home during that transition and during COVID. I'm one of those people, if people aren't doing it, you should do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if nobody's buying, now's the time to buy.
That is such a great little gem of information.
It's true.
Go the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like you said, when people aren't buying, you buy.
Correct. Last year, when rates were super high, all of my cash buyers came to me and were like, hey, I said, now's the time. We got killer deals for them because cash, good terms, quick close. I mean, it wasn't great for you lenders. I understand that. But for some of my cash buyers, we got excellent deals.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great time to buy for them.
And that's so smart because a lot of people don't understand that. I mean, even for first-time buyers. I mean, again, when people were like, it's a really great time to buy when rates are high. And they're like, well, rates are so high. I'm going to wait.
It's unfortunate, though, because it's unaffordable to them.
That's
They
right.
don't understand you can get a really good agent who has that negotiating power that can
Yes.
negotiate that into maybe a price range that's affordable for them.
Or the fact that that rate is still just a temporary thing. It's not
Right.
tied in for full 30 years that you have to stay for it,
Exactly.
right? But I think the most important thing is like what you just said. If you could get a property just priced right, that you're not competing with 5, 10, 20 people, so you're getting terms of what you wanted in the price of things that need to be, completed or fixed on the property. I mean, again, you go back 2 years ago, it was, you want something done on the property? Okay, yeah, okay, no problem.
Next,
yeah,
whoever was
exactly.
next in line, yeah.
And you want to pay asking? Okay, wait, next, because it was just over asking. I mean,
Yeah.
again, the terms were absolutely crazy.
Right.
So anyone that was buying, again, a year ago, and I think even now,
Yeah.
it still makes sense.
Right.
Again, if you can, I understand that there is a sense of rate, sensitivity that's there.
Right.
But there are other options that lenders are offering that kind of take that off the table. So
Yeah,
the most
rate buy downs,
That's
seller
right.
concessions. I mean, we can get creative
Absolutely.
to make it happen.
And see, that's what, again, you having that value of understanding, hey, just let me go to work for you. Just let's get in the ring, right?
Yeah.
Let me go to fight for you, and I'll know what to do. But not every agent has that.
No.
Not every agent understands that.
Yeah.
And I can just tell, just sitting down with you, your passion, your knowledge, and you're like, hey, let me get to work for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And where I see Brevard going is just continuing to grow. Listen, not all of these homes that were built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s are glamorous, but I do feel like there are investors here that are really wanting to come in and turn this place around.
Yes.
So it's only growing. Again, I think we had a price adjustment. We were very undervalued. With as many jobs that are in the area right now, this is a great place to go to.
Yeah.
Job opportunities like crazy. You got our 2 rivers, the ocean. I mean, what more could you want?
And it's so funny that you even talked about the job opportunity, right? Because again, it's funny how people don't understand how Florida has changed, how Brevard has changed. Everyone thought it was a tourism type of place.
Right.
Again, when you thought about Florida, it's like the first thing you say to someone, oh, it's just tourism. There are no jobs. Second thing, 2008, home prices dropped by 50%. Again, it's not the 2008
It's not
Florida,
2008,
and
yeah.
it's not tourism Florida.
Yeah.
It's completely changed. The allure for big businesses, again,
lot of them are
wealth
moving here.
management. I mean, there's just so much engineering jobs, so much that's happening down here. And then being able to now, and I kind of said this before, I think COVID just changed everything, where people and families are just like, yeah, I want to be able to work, but I also want to be able to enjoy my life, my family,
I
and have
agree.
that perfect blend.
For sure.
And I feel like that's what this area offers, right?
Absolutely.
And so based on
Work
that,
and play.
Yeah. So based on that, I can see, and you can see that there is still a lot more growth and opportunity for growth and value.
I think it's just started. I really do. With all the space industry, and even if the space industry left, we still have all those engineering jobs and tons of trade jobs in the area that you don't need the space industry for.
Right.
So
I mean, and then you have obviously SpaceX, but then you have Amazon. You have all these other, as I said, wealth wealth management companies that are looking at the incentives that they have here to be
Absolutely.
a business. Savings. I mean,
Grumman.
I'm just gonna say this coming from New York, tax savings
I was just about to say.
that everyone really loves. But when you really break it down,
Yeah.
there's a huge appeal to people, and that's why I
Absolutely.
think we see just so many people from all over, not just up north, but out west. I mean, California. There's so many people I've run into that I've had conversations. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Cali," and I'm like, makes sense because it's the same ideal. It's the same thing that they're
Absolutely.
thinking of. They want to escape where they're at right now. They feel like they're being held back. They don't feel like there's opportunity for growth. They don't feel like there's an environment for business.
Right.
And here has all of that. So I think that, and I've kind of had conversations with other people. I feel like there's a shift.
Oh yeah.
We're right now on the precipice of that shift where, again, we're not looking to get away from the quality of life, but at the same time, we're not just going to be just a small, quiet town,
Right. Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And that's where we see the room for that growth to be there.
Yeah.
So one quick thing I learned about you,
Yes.
are you a pet lover?
Who told you that?
I can't say.
Yeah,
but
yes,
I heard you have a few dogs.
Just a few. Five Great Danes. Yeah.
5 Great Danes.
Yes, 5 Great
So
Danes.
you're a surfer, real estate agent, used to be in the cardiac unit, and you've got 5 Great Danes.
Yes, and I show and I breed them.
Get out of here,
Yeah,
really?
professionally.
How do you handle all the stuff that you do?
I'm a busybody. I gotta stay busy. I have an amazing husband, and he lets me do whatever I want.
Yeah. But I think, again, just getting the opportunity to speak with you.
Yeah.
I think your energy is amazing.
Thank
your knowledge
you.
is really awesome. And I think anyone that's looking at this, you can see why Amanda has become so successful in such a short period of time in real estate. I could just tell, just being in the room, the passion that she has.
Yeah.
And just even speaking, just you really brighten and liven
Yeah.
up things. And
I
that's what
I
people
always
will
try
get.
to do that. I want to be the positive in everything. I
Yeah.
try not to be negative. Sometimes we all get in our little slumps, right? But I definitely don't want to be that person where nobody wants to be around you, right?
Right.
I want to be like the energy,
You're right.
and I want people to have a good experience with me.
Now, here's the thing. You get that side of Amanda, but as I said, she works for an amazing company. She's one of the top producers. I mean, the numbers are absolutely great. And so you're getting both of that. Someone that, again, is personable, but just knows how to get the business done.
Yeah.
And I think that's an amazing combination. And sometimes, you just fall right into what's meant for you.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that medicine wasn't.
Sure.
The same thing for me. I wanted to be a doctor. I love medicine. I ended up getting into the mortgage industry when I was 21.
And you're killing it.
And, I wake up every day and I'm like, I can never see myself doing anything.
Yeah.
It's just, this is me.
Yeah.
It's not, this is the business that I'm in or, the profession. It's just, this is me.
Right. And you're happy.
Yeah.
It shows when you're passionate about something.
Right.
Yeah, for
right.
sure.
Well,
sure.
Amanda, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you for having me. It was
got
super fun.
Yeah, we got
And
an
we're gonna
opportunity.
go surfing.
We are.
We're gonna have coastal. We're gonna have coastal.
For
We're gonna have coastal video it because we're gonna have to see some of the falls.
If a shark or a whale grabs me out of the water, I want this as evidence as my last.
I won't tell you my shark stories then.
But thank you. It was an absolute blast. And for you out there, again, I really want to tell you, if you've loved this, you've seen this on YouTube, you've seen this on our social media, reach out to Amanda. She is super fun, but super knowledgeable, and it's absolutely the person you want in your corner when you're buying.
We're definitely gonna have fun during the tours. Definitely.
Yes, I can tell. We're going to do a tour. That's the next one we're going to do. All right. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thanks.